Hey everybody, it's Amy, just popping in to do a quick video to show you how I applied Builder Gel using dual forms. Typically, Builder Gel is applied using these paper forms. In the last video, we did this nail together using these, but a few people had asked me to pick up some dual forms and give it a shot and report back on how it went. So this is going to be me stumbling through because I've only just started it last night, but I wanted to let you know what my thoughts were and what I found and some little tips and tricks I learned in the past, few hours trying this out. So this is the form that we're going to be using. It is typically used for Polygel. There are variations on this, obviously. This is just the brand that I picked up. I grabbed a kit off of Amazon. It came with this brush. One end of this brush is the same brush that we use for Builder Gel. So if you grabbed one from Ladybug and got the brush, it's going to look just like that. And the other end is this little curved, see a little curve to it, like a metal scoop. Okay, so the kit also came with about 10 of these forms. Forms, they have different numbers on the bottom, so once you know which nail goes with which number, it'll be a lot easier to go back and pick the right one right away. If you look on these forms, you can see the lines on them to help you measure out or kind of help you evenly apply the Builder Gel, similar to the lines that are on these paper forms. And then the kit also came with 5 clips. So you can do one full hand at a time if you want. We're just going to do one finger, and that's all that came in the kit. I need to do a quick disclaimer that this is definitely going to be a bit of a stumble through. I have tried so many times to do this video today for you, and it keeps going wrong. So last night we did this finger together using the paper form, and after I practiced on these two. Felt really great about doing a video this morning, and I tried to do this video, and my sweet little toddler came in right at the end to talk to me about needing to go to the bathroom. So I ripped the whole thing off, which was not a good idea, which we ended up with some battle scars. Tried to redo the video, and right at the end, my husband and son came home. So I tried to do the video on this thumb, and something went wrong with that one either. So I ran out of fingers on this hand, and so we're moving on to my non-dominant hand. So I make no promises for how this video is going to end up, but we're going to stumble through it together. And if you watched my last one, you know I have no editing skills, and I know nothing about editing YouTube videos or adding music or making them look pretty. So we're literally just, what you see is what you get here. So I will try to do this fast and not terribly. We're going to apply some Protein Bond to the nail. I'll chat while it dries. So my pre-prep before this video is I just, pushed my cuticles back and got my nail prepped and ready, wiped it with an alcohol pad, and then I just applied this Young Nails Protein Bond. You do not need to use this under Builder Gel. I use it because I try to keep my Builder Gel on as long as possible and just do fills. I use Peel Base and then just pop my dip off, so I like to keep it on as long as possible. So the bond just kind of gives it a little bit more life. We're going to apply a thin layer of gel base once that's dry. You can use any gel base. I know Ladybug has a great one that you can use. So just a thin layer of gel base. And I already have a piece of fuzz on my nail. Okay. All right, we're going to cure this for 30 seconds. All right, here is the lamp that I'm using. I grabbed it off of one of those Amazon discount groups. My lamp died right before the holidays, so I was looking for a new one, and I belong to a bunch of those groups, and as soon as somebody posted this one, it was $10.50. I loved that it was 108 watts because my older one was not nearly as strong, so this was really great for curing Builder Gel or darker gel polish colors, or if you do the dip method with gel liquids, it works really well for that too. So we did some bond, we did some gel base. Now we're already ready to apply our Builder Gel. So grab it over here. I'm just gonna say one more time, I know I said it before, but separate video, Builder Gel is so sticky. It's my favorite stuff. I love it, but it can definitely make a mess if you're not careful. So your Builder Gel from Ladybug will come with this piece of cardboard in the lid. Don't throw it away. You definitely want to save it. Because even though I've never tipped over my jar or dropped it or spilt it, it still somehow gets everywhere. And like I said, it's super sticky, cleans right up with alcohol, but still. Also, same thing with this little piece of tin foil on the inside, the little piece of foil. You definitely want to keep that attached to the jar so you can just fold it down. Don't, as excited as you might be, don't rip that whole thing off or you could have a mess on your hands. So this part of the process is kind of up to what you want to do individually. If you want your nails really thin, you're going to put a thin layer similar to when you're using the paper forms. If you want thicker nails, I like mine a little bit thicker. You're going to want to add more gel into the form. One thing I will say about the forms though, I noticed, so quick little tidbit I learned, I initially had chosen this one for my pinky nail because it just fit over my nail. And then I realized after I popped it off that this entire side of my nail had no Builder Gel on it because it just fit on. So what you really want to do is pick a form that fits well over your nail and is even maybe a little bit larger than your nail, a little bit bigger, because when you fill it all with the Builder Gel, then pop it on top, it's a lot easier to just clean a little bit off the sides if you have excess than to need to keep reapplying if you don't have enough. So I picked this form for my pointer finger. It is a little bit, like I said, a little bit wider than my pointer finger, so we'll have no problems. We won't have any areas without Builder Gel, and let's get started. All right, so you're just gonna take a glob. Again, if you want them really thin, you're just gonna paint a thin layer in. You want less towards your cuticle, just like when you're using the forms, you know, back by your cuticle, you don't need as much, you don't want as much thickness because then it will lift more and it will just look bulky. So you're gonna put the majority of your Builder Gel towards the front. And at the end of this video, I'll go through some of my positives and negatives for working with these forms, the dual forms versus the paper forms. And one of them comes in at this step. So, all right, I'm gonna put a little bit more towards the tip of mine because that seems to be my problem is I don't always put enough and then I end up having to do a second layer. So, all right, Builder Gel is in, and like I said, you can always go back and do more later. It is pretty messy and goopy as you can see, but have alcohol at the ready and you'll be fine. Okay, so here we are, we're ready. I'm gonna get the clip ready, and before I do this, I'm just gonna show you. This is what the clip looks like. It has a little rounded area down here. The pad of your finger is gonna go here. And the reason is you want the hole, this is a hole right through, to be on top of your finger so that when your finger goes under the lamp and you're curing it, there's nothing in between the lamp lights and your nail to keep it from curing. So if it was like this, it probably wouldn't cure as well, but by doing this, the light can really get in there and make sure it's taking care of it. So when you apply your form, again, I apologize, I'm using my non-dominant hand, so let's see how this goes. You're gonna start back at your cuticle and you're gonna push it down so you can see all the Builder Gel is kind of the excess, since we put a lot in there, is pooling towards the front. So you're gonna push it down, apply your clip. All right, I have a little bit of excess gel that came out the back, which is really easy to take care of after, or I'm just gonna swipe through and wipe that out now. Okay, so we're on, it's ready, it's in place. We're gonna pop it into the light for 60 seconds. And while that 60 seconds counts down, I am going to talk to you a little bit about cleanup of the builder gel. So I know I mentioned alcohol. It can be a sticky mess. Alcohol will take that sticky right off. I swear by these. I have tons of these boxes of them everywhere. I get them right at the dollar store. They work phenomenally. I wipe my brushes off with them. I wipe my table down. I wipe my tools, my builder gel jar, everything. Everything gets wiped down with these. They're so convenient. I wipe my nails off with them after curing if I need to. You can also use just a bottle of rubbing alcohol with a brush to get underneath your nails. Sometimes if they're a little sticky under here, right underneath, you can use that. Or if you want to clean your brush off, just right in a little cup of rubbing alcohol, that works just as well. All right, so we have 5 seconds left on this. So let's get this light back over. And here we go. So we're gonna remove our clip. You don't want to just come right in and rip off the form because you could rip all of the builder gel off with it. So you want to, just like when we had to kind of wiggle around the paper form, we're going to kind of wiggle this around too. All right, so you can see it starts to pop back off at the cuticle and then the rest will come right off. Okay. So there we go. We have a little excess here. So there we go. There's our builder gel nail. I'm going to use one of these alcohol prep pads to clean it off. It's a little sticky. And now you are set to file and shape. I am trying a new shape and going a little bit shorter with my nails this time. Typically, I kept them a little bit longer, but new year, new shape. So I'm going to trim the ends of this. And I just want you to keep in mind, if it's your first time working with builder gel, that builder gel is not as hard and sturdy as dip powder is. So when you use dip and you use your activator, your nails are really hard. So builder gel will still be somewhat flexible, and it'll be a little bit softer, like if you were using gel polish. It's not going to be really hard like a dip powder. All right, so you're going to file away till you get the desired shape you want. I'm just going to move my hand out of here for 1 minute so I can see. Okay. I know I shouldn't have used my pointer fingers. Mine kind of point in a funny direction, so sometimes it takes me a little bit extra to get them the shape I want. All right, use my stiff brush to clean it up and see where we stand here. Okay. All right, so now the great thing about using these dual forms versus the paper forms is that your apex, let me see if I can get my finger into here and show you. Your apex is pretty much already created for you, and it's still a little messy. We're not quite done cleaning it. But you don't have to worry about putting, a big glob of builder gel on and tipping it over and really working that apex. So you can see this is the one that we did with the paper forms, and it has a good apex, but the ones that you're using the dual forms for, it does all that work for you. So that's really nice about those. And also once you take off the form and file up your nails, wipe them off with alcohol, you're ready to dip. So you don't have to file off the top unless there's something about the shape you're not liking. You're pretty much good to go. Or unless, like me, you have a little excess builder gel, you can just file that little bit off. So normally you wouldn't even have to do this. I'm fixing up the edges of mine, finishing up here. So you could be good to go just with that step, filing and then ready to dip, or since I'm doing a little bit of filing on the top of mine, I'm going to add a layer of gel top and cure it for just 30 seconds. All right, so here's our gel top. Okay, I'm gonna put it in for 30. And while I'm curing, there's so much extra time when you're doing these. You have so much extra cleanup time. Play on your phone, answer an email. I take that time to clean up my table a little bit, plan what colors I'm going to be using. All right, we've got about 10 seconds left. And then I will show you our nail, and then I'll do a quick walkthrough of what I found to be the positives and negatives. And that's it. That's pretty much, you're good to go after that. Okay. So here we go. Our nail's all set. It's all cured. There is our Builder Gel nail using dual forms instead of the paper forms. So let me try to get this in focus and tell you quickly what I found to be kind of the positives and negatives of both. So when you use paper forms, it makes the underneath of your nail smoother. So if I can zoom in and make this so you can see, this is the nail that we did with the paper form. And you can see under here, it's got a nice smooth edge to it. You can see right where the paper form was. And it's all the same thickness. You know, I was really careful to make sure when I was filing that everything was pretty even. I know I like mine a little bit thicker, but so it's clean underneath and it's really even. The dip is, the Builder Gel is the same thickness the whole way through the nail. Now, when you use the dual forms, I'm sure that this is something that it will just take practice to understand the amount to put into the form. I'm not there yet, but when you put the form on, and then you're pushing it down, it kind of, the Builder Gel is just kind of coming out. So you can see I have a lot of cleanup to do under here. They're not very even. There's like, a big chunk right here. There's a lot of cleanup to do. You could very easily come under here and clean all of that up with a, nail drill if you have one. And also it's a little bit harder for me, at least since I am just starting this, to kind of figure how even my nails are. So there was a couple of them that had a little bit more Builder Gel over here and I had to go back and add some, or when I clean up underneath, I'll be able to fix that. So they're not as nice and uniform and smooth as this nail, but honestly, how often are people looking underneath your nails? If you're going just by ease of product and quickness, the dual forms win out for me for sure, because you don't have to file off the top. You can just pop it on, fill the gel in, put it under the light, pop it off, and then really shape it up and you're ready to go. So I will definitely be continuing to use the dual forms over the paper forms for a little bit. I want to try to get better with it, and I really want to see how it goes. So far, I've just been trying to do videos with every nail, so it took a while, but I'm going to see with the other 4 nails on this hand how fast it goes for me, and then how they hold up through putting some dip on them. So that's the video. I hope it was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and let me know your experience. If you've tried paper forms versus dual forms, what you liked better, what your thoughts were. If there's some forms that are better than others, I'm hoping to try some other ones too, not just this brand, to see if there's a difference in ease, or, if it's easier to tell how thick they're going on. And I will report back, and you do the same. Thanks for watching.